there's no real formal protocol here,
Okay.
right? Like we don't have music.
Okay.
We just will eventually get to where we need to go, I think.
I hope.
I hope. Yeah, I should give some sort of introduction of Cody Heath, my longtime friend, business partner, travel buddy, once roommate,
Bath buddy.
bath buddy. Yeah, we did a onsen in Japan together, full buck naked. Both got electrocuted
Yeah.
in the electro chamber in there.
Yeah. Gave me diarrhea.
Yeah, yeah.
Rattled me to the bone.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just shook me all through.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, we went to Japan. I was in Bali last year for 2.5 months, and then in December, Cody's birthday, he was like, I got a itch to go somewhere. I think I'm gonna go to Japan, and so we went, met up, and then a lot of crazy activities ensued. We decided we'd eat, what was that, like a $40 Wagyu burger that one night, ate multiple bowls of ramen.
That was a $40 burger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was delicious though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that onsen was definitely an interesting experience. Cultural awakenings of Tom is what I say occasionally when I learn different things about cultures, and like the fact that that's just going to the bath and like
With your buddies.
with your buddies
On a Friday night after some conveyor belt sushi.
Yeah.
Head on out for a smoke and a bath with your 3 best friends.
Yeah, hot,
nothing finer.
cold, and a shower.
That's what we saw it there while we were leaving.
Yeah.
That culture, like that's where we were saying, like they'd be, can't do that here. Me and you cannot bath. It's just
No.
not culturally accepted. But over there,
Like we could go for a
bath
sauna or a hot tub
sure,
at the
sure,
Kinsman.
sure,
I think Kinsman would be,
sure.
but it's not.
I'm talking about bath.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not talking about a hot tub.
yeah.
I'm talking about a bath. You got some things you want to rock?
Yeah, our conversation today, it's not a lot, but like I kind of have a few points here
Yeah.
where like I'd like to get your take on the world of digital marketing. Obviously, yeah,
Okay.
Lone Ace Media, Goat Track, what we've been doing there, just kind of where your head's at
Okay.
in that space,
Okay,
right?
okay,
Like
okay.
I know Goat Track is doing some refocusing of digital marketing efforts on like maybe more email, trying to maybe less juggling of all the platforms,
Too
right?
many platforms.
There's too many things to do. And it's funny, I actually made a YouTube video the other day that talks about like channel selection, and like one of the things that we talked about was figuring out what you're good at
Yep.
and learning to like build the platform around what you're good at creating, right?
Totally.
And it's like, I think you, natural born storyteller, email really fits the vibe rather than like,
Well, it's just too much otherwise.
it becomes
You need a team.
a monster, and it's like, yeah, how do you get there, right? So that's kind of one thing I'd like to get your take on is just the overall scope of it, like CapCut, anything, just photography. Just give me a little state of Cody's Union on where digital marketing is today. Then I'd like to talk about golf, I think.
Okay. Yeah, all right, yeah.
I don't talk much about it.
We can talk about golf for sure.
A little bit of golf, just like,
course.
obviously what you're doing with G and Rundle and Go Track and all of the clients Lone Ace has with the golf courses, like, yeah, just where you think the game is today.
Okay. Seems easy.
Maybe a little bit of Goat Track, a little bit of obviously some pluggage there. I know at some point we'll have to do a proper one with G here, talk about
You should
his
just
take.
chat with him.
Yeah.
He's got way too much to say. It shouldn't be
Totally.
a team. It should
Yeah,
just be
just G.
one of those, like, what is that game? Not the couples game, Hey, get me in here first. I'll say some things about what our ethos.
Yeah.
Then get G in here and see if they match up.
Yeah.
I bet you they won't.
That's okay. I think that's why it's good, right? There's a little give and take, a little yin and yang.
Yin and yang better for sure.
Yeah. And then, just obviously general business. Like, let's talk about running a business, like that whole thing, taxes, life, just how you, what you've learned about life through that journey, maybe. And the relationship aspect. We probably would be here for 4 hours if we covered all of this, to be honest, and then like travel. Because I'm wearing the shirt that we got in Japan that says Paris on it.
We just designed a goat track logo based on that.
Yeah,
We love Saint Germain.
totally. Love it. Boop. Go
Love Mbappe.
go from there.
What do you got?
Just the hair. It's the beauty of things. We can cut that.
See.
So yeah, I guess
All right.
talk to me. You know my list. We don't have to go in any particular order.
You want to talk golf?
Yeah,
What do
sure.
you want to talk about in regards to golf? Playing it, watching it, seeing it every day.
Yeah, like what's your relationship with golf like these days?
Got a lot of relation, or maybe that's not it. It's a tumultuous relationship, love hate, for sure.
All gas, sometimes the brakes.
It's mostly gas.
Yeah.
Brake comes in when you're talking about like the balancing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's time and place, but there's no balance from March 1st to November 30th, really. We try and find some time, but yeah, golf. Then as we go with introductions, is you don't like doing them. I guess I'll just say it myself as a head pro and working with my best friend at Rundle Park golf course here in Edmonton. It's after so many years being away from the game, it's an interesting take to get back in and around it in a completely different, you shouldn't say working at a public golf course before, and then taking like 12 years off, and then coming back working at a true public golf course is...
Golf is for everyone style.
But it's not. That's the crazy part, is that I know, you laugh and I see it on my sweater, and we do believe that golf is for everyone, but it isn't, in the same regard that there are rules to be broken, but there's also rules to be followed.
Yeah.
And
I like
we see a lot of rules being broken unnecessarily.
Yeah.
In the real public sector of Rundle Park area, and that makes me hate golf, for sure. Is
people trying to get more than like trying to
scam the system.
Yeah.
Always
disrespectful.
Cheating the golf course, driving on the greens, playing extra holes for no reason. Like, that's cool, and we're cool at Rundle Park, and all you have to do is ask.
Yeah.
Rather than steal.
Totally.
And give it to you.
Totally.
Just gotta ask. Maybe it's my ego, like just having hey, may I please go play some more golf? Yeah, absolutely, you can.
I think it's more you like to have that relationship, and if they don't do those steps that you feel are necessary, then it's like, hey, what are we doing here, right? Like, what am I to you? I'm trying to give you
not much.
A world-class experience at the most public of golf courses.
Most private feel, most public place.
And this is what you're doing to me?
It's but in the same breath, it's also fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, like as golf as a whole, as a sport in which people play. It's cool to see everyone come through the front door.
Yeah.
Not just a few segments of the demographics.
Right.
Whatever not, we see everyone.
Yeah, everyone that's decided I'm going to try golf for the first time.
First time.
Yeah, like, do you have clubs?
And
you do.
Yeah, G, when you have him on here, will tell stories of like the most trendy Swedish couple that came into the shop, had no idea we would love to play the golf. Have you ever played? Absolutely not. And we had to convince a patron at Rundle Park to play along with them.
Yeah.
As their first time ever golfing, but you hate to see it because you think about, dang, it's gonna mess up my tee sheet and all that sort of thing. But you love to see it
Totally.
So we just.
Yeah, come on down.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down. But as far as playing golf, don't do too much of it.
You're talking a lot. No woods maybe this year?
I'm going to join a men's league. I need that that's where it comes back to balance. That I know at Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're going to go to the golf course.
Yeah.
I need that in my life. Haven't had it in a lot of years. Not that, but it's just, something that's necessary. Hang out with the boys, not even about golf. Just banging and clanging.
Yeah.
Mostly. I've invited you down too, and a couple of other friends that have declined, but hopefully, we got a good little...
I haven't declined.
I think there's like 10 people down there that are ready to peg.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool what James does at Millwoods and men's night and down there. And But playing golf is tough. Golf is the toughest sport.
I'm really my goal is to try and get a simulator here. because then we could play golf right now. And then I was also thinking
Way
of
rather be
this
playing golf right now.
on our YouTube journey that we're doing. Like, we could be hosting matches in the sim.
Yep.
You know, just some good old-fashioned YouTube quality competitive content.
There's a buddy of ours through Goat Track, his name is Blaine, and he's down in Calgary, and he just got a little partnership with a simulator company doing YouTube like shorts and like content creation, and checked out his page, and he's like trying to go to the different golf courses where historic or memorable shots have been created. Jordan Spieth out of the bunker at John Deere, Tiger Woods at Augusta on 16, and he films it trying to do, but he was able to garner a little sponsorship package for a little YouTube segment, I believe, so kudos to him. But absolutely, we should be doing the same thing right now.
Right? Like right over there, we should for sure be doing
Should be whooping ass.
I'm like, this leads into the digital marketing, which we can talk a little more about golf if we want to. Yeah, I don't know. What are you guys thinking for events this year at Go Track?
Just started talking about unrelated. I was just gonna say, for not events, but going to social media and digital. Thinking about Rundle Park this year. I don't know if I mentioned to you. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna find a little place, and then I'm gonna sit down in front of a camera. I'm gonna read all the mean reviews that have been left on our Google page. So anyone that's watching this,
Right, there's you.
go to Google, leave a review of Rundle Park Golf Course. Don't make it too harsh, but it could be read. Because we're reading some rude reviews. Me and G were just talking today, and we got a message from a friend, and it's like, remember when we went to Vancouver and held a social?
Yeah.
Got to do something like that.
Yeah.
Enough. We love in town and everything, but connecting. We got people that we know, especially in BC, is easy one. Saskatoon. I guess Dallas could point us in the right direction somewhere out there.
I've never played golf in Saskatoon.
Never.
I'd be interested.
Never. Never. But doing a traveling social, get on the road at some point in time here is what we're trying to cook up in the background. Because that was fun when we went to Mayfair Lakes. Hung out there that night.
Yeah, it would be really nice. And like, I know we always talk about this, but like that idea of how do we go to Myrtle Beach social?
You want to do the Carolinas?
Oh, yeah, a bachelor party, Carolinas.
Yeah. Larry, big fan of the Carolinas.
Does he?
Big.
He plays golf? He gets down.
He gets down.
Wow.
He has a whole bunch of jewelry roll-ups
Yeah.
in his storage area. And a whole bunch, all different colors, all different this and that. You open them up and it's got a whole bunch of different like slots and like buckles and everything. So I stole one. I'm going to get him a custom driver head cover.
Sweet.
Made out of one of these rolls.
Whoa, okay.
Unrelated, speaking of golf.
Are you going to go to Pioneer with
Pioneer.
that? Nice.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing something like that.
I should have brought in the Pioneer covers that we just did, the collab that we're dropping in April. They're some of our finest.
We should have been doing a giveaway.
We should have. We
For
should have.
sure.
Yeah, should have.
Some
Or
sort
at least
of
at least a product showcase.
Yeah,
of some sorts.
something. Instead, I got a Monster, we got a Fresca, and a McCafe
Business.
coffee.
Business.
We got visions and actions, though.
Maybe we'll get to that
Yeah,
later.
peel through one. I was thinking we should do one with you as a guest. Get him over here after we're done the pod and do an episode.
I see you.
Of visions
Yeah.
and actions.
Yeah.
I feel like that's good for golf. Go Track has some things. Check it out. Like, we're 15 minutes in. We got things to talk about. We could be here all day, and the batteries on our equipment could die before we're done talking about what we need to.
Absolutely.
We could segue into marketing. Figured I'd tell you a little bit about my YouTube love right now. I've been kind of on this weird kick of like January, I guess my New Year's resolution, even though I didn't have it necessarily going into January.
Yeah.
Started it last year in like May. Try and put out some content on YouTube.
Yep.
And it's actually kind of interesting, like the whole YouTube platform as like a social media platform, right? Like you got your Instagrams, your TikToks, and I never really like have gotten that deep into YouTube, but
Never.
I feel like it's interesting. I've spent like $40 on advertising in the last 3 weeks, let's call it.
Okay.
And like generated over 100 hours of people watching videos, which is kind of like crazy, which I'm like, okay, like the analytics in it and just going into it, seeing like how long people are paying attention and trying to figure out that video medium. I feel like if you can succeed there, you can succeed wherever you need to succeed. but I like YouTube as a platform because if you do well there, they're just going to pay you anyway, right?
Monetization.
And it's like, cool. Like, rather than, okay, I have a cool Instagram page, but like people aren't seeing my pictures and clicking to my website and then going to do this. It's just a few too many steps, or maybe it's where their mind's at on Instagram. It's like I'm not really in purchase mode. I'm kind of in like, let's indulge myself in some content mode, maybe learn a little bit or just entertainment.
I watch
So
a lot.
it's, yeah, you're just watching. You're not like, there are the occasional things that like will get me over there and I'll start shopping, but it's like, from my perspective, I'm usually like, it's got to be something super compelling to get me to pull the trigger off an Instagram post.
Yeah.
As a creator, knowing all the energy that it takes to do all of this, I'm like, it would be nice to like be on a platform that rewards you just for that, right?
Oh yeah, we were just looking today in the social media landscape how you can now no longer promote well, you can, but you shouldn't, but promote an ad straight from your phone.
Yeah.
Because it goes through Apple Pay, and there's a 30% tax.
Interesting.
On that, so everything has to be done through the back end on desktop now. But in order to truly utilize ads instead of now just boosting a post, you have to now be familiar with Meta Business Suite.
Yeah.
And it's just the craziest inner workings. As we go to digital space, it's cool to go out and take some pictures and provide someone with that media.
Yeah.
But you hope that then on the back end that they know what then is going on in order to have those pictures see the light of day. Otherwise, it's almost like a pay to play. Like then you want to get verified. It's $18.99 a month, and it says right in the description like you'll get more visibility. And it's like, dang, like that sucks. Like it's $20 a month, and you pair that with updating your link tree. That's $4 a month, and all of a sudden just have an Instagram account that's supposed to be free, like Fortnite. You're $24 a month, and there's nothing guaranteed. Just because you have a cool Instagram page and people are seeing it, are they going to buy a sweater? Don't know. But I see from your end, you're getting watch time. Watch time equals money.
Yeah,
it's pretty not straightforward, but pay to play. On what would you choose?
Yeah, where I'm like, okay, I'm willing to invest a certain amount of money into this, knowing that like if I get to a certain threshold of like 50,000 views, right?
Yep.
It can essentially pay to create all of the content.
Yeah, with that being said, if you have a viral piece of content, though, that
really pops off,
then you might be able to sell a couple of hats and sweaters from it. But that's where, like, then some people don't even, like, choosing one platform. You're talking about, like, YouTube, okay, and your focus, and then Instagram and Facebook, and then it's like, but the big one then is still, like, TikTok. It's like that's a whole other animal, and it's like it's too much. Yeah. Like I was watching the news the other night, and my sweetheart was in the bath, and she was like, "Oh, is that sandwich good?" And I picked my head up, and it was this restaurant in River Cree called Bannock Bros. Yeah. And he's like, "They don't love us. They don't like us on TikTok. They love us. On TikTok."
Interesting.
And he's got people traveling from Lethbridge in order to eat a BLT on Bannock bread. Like, it's ingenious of just like what happens like through that side. It's like I've had a social media post go viral through Instagram of 20,000 views or something like that. Doesn't do anything. Right. But the TikTok seems to be a weird algorithm of they'll find you, so you need to pump it out.
Yeah, I keep seeing all these like ads or content about people selling PDFs or doing that whole thing through TikTok as the new get rich quick scheme, which I'm like, like I could see it for sure. Like TikTok. I've been talking a lot about TikTok lately.
See, and then that goes, you want to talk about like digital. So like then what I do is, is I love taking pictures and creating some video a little bit. We're trying to tell more of a story than get laughs, reviews, reactions, leave comments in order for it to be bumped up the algorithm, have controversial takes in order to have that, and that's what people
sticking around.
do. Like, G showed me a video the other day of this female golfer that has 200,000 followers, and she starts every video by being like, "Hi, my name's Tom, and I'm a scratch golfer. Come play this hole with me." And she's the worst golfer in the entire world.
Right.
But she says that she's scratch, so it gets everyone, all right, let's see what
Rage
you can
bait.
do. And then topping it off the tee and chunking it down the fairway and taking an 8. And her comments are just littered with, "You're the worst golfer."
Totally.
But it's just
Yeah.
pounding through the roof to find that hook that just sets people off. And it's like, that takes away from like the digital landscape in which I enjoy creating. So it's like,
Yeah, the rage bait.
yeah,
I saw this video, sorry, just to
no,
get in
it's
here.
crazy.
Yeah, this guy, been in the car algorithm lately, so I'm seeing all these car videos and I'm really liking it. But this guy had like a BMW M2 competition. He's like, first I go to the gas station, fill it up with 87.
Oh, God.
Right?
Dang.
And then he gets in, he drives it and does whatever. And like, it was just a joke, right? Like, they're like, you could see that he cut before he hit 87. And he just did that to like get all you like hardcores out there in the comments, throwing up hate,
You're
to
an
like
idiot.
pump it up I don't, that is a tough part of it.
Like,
right?
you have to take a beautiful photo of a golf course and no one's leaving comments. Everyone's thinking it and they double tap the heart. No one's leaving comment. Wow, that's beautiful. Stunning. Like, the only time I ever see this, that's where discuss or whatnot between like the females in an online community. Like, if you go through, and they're always pumping each other up. Stunning, slay queen, everything associated, but put one up and the boys aren't coming.
No.
The boys, I put it up for the boys, and the boys aren't telling me that's a stunning digital photograph of the Cardiff Golf and Country Club.
Yeah.
Gets 7 likes,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Which I think, I just want to reiterate this whole pay to play thing. Oh, wait a minute.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. I know where we were when we hit the pause.
Where were we?
Basically talking about the pay to play.
Pay to play.
You were talking pay to play, and I really just kind of want to reiterate some things for the people. But you have to have a very unique ability to craft content.
Yes.
And like, who knows what it's going to be. Like, there was that chick that was smashing a Coke can or whatever every day for marketing purposes and like blew up. But for most businesses that maybe aren't that savvy of a creator and like understand hooking people, engaging them, and like the way to actually make content go viral, you kind of got to pay in order to even like see if you're on the right path, right?
Yep.
Like, otherwise you're never going to get out of it because
Yes.
you're just making content and like posting it to no one, and like you get a couple hundred followers of like your family, friends, and some bots over the time.
Yep.
But it's like, unless you have that ability to storytell and like edit and create the content, like, and you're really good at it, you're gonna have to pay just to even like see if you're moving in the right direction.
See what if you're doing is working
Yeah,
at all. If
At
whatever.
all. Anything. Like, if you want any exposure, you gotta pay. Like,
Yeah, and as well as then that's just where it just adds another level to understanding what needs to be done on the back end that a lot of people think is easy, that then they can handle and put it off onto someone else's job almost. Like, oh, you handle that along with a little bit kind of dealio, and it's just not there anymore with the way that it's becoming of going, you just can't do a post through Instagram. You have to do it through Meta and learning and passwords and syncing and ads and, like you said, creating and testing and seeing what's working and what's not. It's a lot. It's a lot.
and like, yeah, trying to reach a broader audience than just whoever's been there when you've been making bad content, right? Like, it's like, okay, these people, they're here for whatever reason, but it's like, I'm trying to attract these people that aren't necessarily in it. Like, unless I can create something that's not Emmy, but like really
Good.
storytelling, like hook, line,
Yeah.
sinker. Like, I understand the framework of how to engage people and like put that out through my digital media.
Yeah.
Then it's like, yeah, you're not going to reach anyone. like not even see if there's like a couple clicks, right? Like it's just gonna go out, fall flat, nothing's gonna happen. And it's like, sure, there are people that do things creatively, but there's a lot of like more conservative businesses out there that they're like, I want to be professional and put some things out there that are like good, but it's like, it's not going to be where it needs to be.
Yep.
But you do need to like invest money into like trying to see if like you're getting somewhere, right? Like I at least reached 2,000 people with this rather than no one, right? Or 10,000 people. And I had a slightly higher engagement rate. Like, let's do a little bit of an analysis on why, like what was different about this versus that.
Yeah.
But you need to like get that sample size in order to even know like, do I have something that's okay, right? Yeah. And then that just feeds itself, right? Like now I'm making better content. That's kind of my approach to YouTube, where it's like, I'm going to advertise everything, right?
Yeah.
Like I will pay money to promote absolutely everything that I do that will. Like I've been doing this little brief stuff.
Yeah.
Talks about politics, can't promote that. So my view count super low, right? But it's like, that's the thing, like learning about all of the different things. Like I tried to promote a short that was less than 10 seconds and it told me I can't. It says, if you want to advertise something, it has to be longer than 10 seconds. I was like, oh, dang, okay. Like
too short.
Now that helps me kind of figure out where I'm trying to go. And then the other day I made one short, has 103% average view. So it's like getting watched more than once on average, which is like, oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. But like, had I not at least put $10 onto just promoting that for 2 days, like it would have got 10 views, right? Like nothing to even let me know, like, is what I'm trying to do here even worth it, right? Like, so I think that's a hurdle that like a lot of people need to get over in the business side of it, is just like thinking social media is what it was in like 2015, where it's like, you're just posting content, like it's a free platform, you just do it, right? It's like, no, like this is where everyone spends their attention. Like look at how big of an uproar there is over TikTok that like I literally am covering this whole thing in the other segment, because it's like that big of news that people need their TikToks.
Have to have it.
That it's like, no, I'm going to pay. And like what we did with the Cardiff this year, where it's like we set up like a decent little budget to like test the waters. And it's like, we reached 300,000 people with like a tiny little budget. And it's like, you tell me a billboard like that's off a back road that doesn't get much traffic, like, you know, like
100%.
Your little magazine that's sitting in a coffee shop, like these sorts of things. It's like, are they reaching that many people for what you can? And it's like, I think people just need to realize that. You told me about someone you know that like kind of that they're more on top of it, where they have a business and they're like, I'm pumping $5,000 into advertising because I need to see, like we're trying to make this work, right? So it's interesting to just see where people fall in and like where it's evolving to. But I think
it's a balance.
It's important to know that like people need to put a budget together to promote content even as they're creating it, just to like see if they're even going in the right direction.
Yep.
Anyway.
Absolutely. No, you're 100% right.
That's mine.
Next. It's a great take.
Hot take.
It's not even a hot take.
No, it's not a hot take. It's just, I don't know. It's all interesting. Like you're trying to generate, and it goes into like even search engine marketing, right? Like that whole thing where with 7 Summits, we wrote an article about macronutrients, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to advertise this on Google.
Yeah.
Not even YouTube or any of the social platforms, but like I think what happened by putting money to it, it obviously got traffic to the site, and then like the algorithm's now going to monitor like what was that engagement like, right?
Yep.
And like Google, their whole goal is to try to serve you the best content, because now they're going to be competing with AI platforms and
big time.
That whole thing where AI is already cooked into Google, where it's giving you that little AI explanation.
I love it.
But it's like, okay, advertising, pay to play, get in there, shows people what you really wanted to show them. Otherwise, like how else are you getting a #1 on Google early? Get up there, get them to your website. Google sees that they're actually engaging with this content, and then now like our organic ranking has gone up to the point where it's driving like 5,000 people a year to the website for this article. And it's similar, YouTube, Instagram, like if the algorithm starts seeing all this traffic flowing to your website through these channels, and it's like, it's just going to spark more curiosity from our little AI robots.
Yep.
So
I like that.
but it is interesting, like what you can do in terms of targeting on the different platforms. Like we're kind of doing a test right now with Lone Ace where we're trying to get some marketing out in front of some golf courses for the upcoming season and let them know that like we've got a system and processes in place to help you manage your media and socials.
We can help.
But it's like, yeah, like Facebook, it's like, how do you configure an audience that is those people, right? Where it's like, there's not just like a, hey, like, give me the golf pros.
Give me,
So you're like, how do I do that? Which part of me is thinking like, maybe we need to upload an email list in there.
We should.
But then like LinkedIn, you can kind of target people that do that, but then it's like, wait, are golf pros using LinkedIn much? Like that's a question. Maybe like someone, because maybe a golfer will watch this. Like,
I'm on there.
leave a comment if you're active. Send me a friend request.
Send me a friend request.
Anyway, that's kind of digital marketing. Any final thoughts that you have?
Final thoughts. Always nice to sit down and have a conversation with you. Miss doing it. It's nice, like the setup, like the space, like everything you got going on here. No, I don't really have any final thoughts, to be honest with you. I'm thinking right now I can hear that wind howl in the background and just how absolutely heinous it is outside. And I look forward to, well, I'm getting out of here soon. I'm taking off. I'm going to Japan.
Taking your
Circle
lover.
back to where we started.
Totally.
Taking my lover to Japan. Taking
So
my love to one of my favorite places that I love.
Give me a quick 5 to 10 minute itinerary on your.
Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I'm horrible at remembering the different district or the prefectures. What's that word? Prefectures?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 42 of them or something silly, 27 or something like that. So you remember, see, this is where, should have doubled back. I don't think we ever took you, or you took yourself. We never visited the Emperor's Palace.
No.
So the Emperor's Palace is what I use as a landmark. So I'm staying over yonder. You remember
Ginza.
Akihabara?
Okay.
Video games?
Yep.
Toontown over there, anime.
Toontown.
Staying over in Toontown around Akihabara. And then we're going for 3 days, and then we go to Kyoto for 4 and check that out. And then come back to Tokyo, do a couple day trips. Gonna go to Tokyo Disney. Gonna venture around Tokyo for another 6 days, I think we got, doing some things. Then home, quick 2-week banger along. Yeah, it'll be crazy. As you remember, I'm kind of scared, to be honest with you, because I've been moving, but I haven't been moving much. But 25, 30,000 steps a day, these dogs are going to be barking.
Like, I remember that.
My feet stink, and I don't know what it is. And like, you remember, like you could taste my feet. And so
do you want to tell that story?
Well, it's just a quick one. We went to, where did we go? We went to Uniqlo. And I bought like a new sweater and sweatpants, I think it was. And I came in after a long day and tried it on. I came out of the bathroom and I was like, Tom, how do you like my sweater? And you're like, oh, it looks good. I was like, oh, thanks. So yeah, Steph can taste your feet. I wanted me to let you know. And I was so embarrassed, but it was so true. Like I was buying Febreze, I was leaving them outside. And it's like, once I knew that my feet stunk, it's like nervous sweat.
Totally.
Then you just keep, and then it just stinks even harder. And it's like, I couldn't win.
That's where I was like,
couldn't win.
Maybe my approach wasn't the best, but I was like, maybe if we just acknowledge it.
No, everyone knew it was there.
Then it's not like you're like, oh, like.
I wonder.
You know, it's like, hey.
It did feel nice.
Like we're family here. Like
it did feel nice to just
slept on like
talk about it.
Pull-out bed, and like we had a good laugh, and the laugh keeps happening.
We had a good laugh for sure. So yeah, looking forward to going there, but then coming back, and then that's when we ramp up for Lone Ace and some media packages. We ramp up Goat Track and some clothing drop of 35 SKUs.
Yeah, you got a big collection
Golf
coming
course,
throughout the year.
huge.
I like that you're kind of breaking it up, releasing as you go.
Yeah, last year around this time when we dropped like 3 hoodies and 3 crews and 7 t-shirts and 3 pairs of shorts and 2 jackets and 5 hats
And a vest.
and a vest
And accessories.
head covers and towels, and it was so much where now we're kind of focusing that May, April is our warm layer season. So we just have some uppers and some head covers and some accessories coming, and then in summertime we release our shorts and some t-shirt concepts, and then going to continue on for the first time doing another drop in around that September, November, Christmas season, and hit the repeat button again. We're just about to launch our membership packages here on the site upcoming, something new we're trying, kind of like Club Cameron, but Goat Track. Offer some discounts, some member only benefits, and see if we can harness that energy to see if we can find some community members that would be interested in taking a trip with us to go to Myrtle Beach in the Carolinas.
Totally. I like it. It seems like you guys doubling down on the core, right? FOMO.
Yeah.
Make people realize like maybe I should be a part of this club because there's some benefits and we're all in it and we're a community doing cool things. We don't care who you are.
No, golf is for golf is for everyone.
Yeah.
Some of our stuff might not be.
Totally.
But that's why I think Goat Track is cool, because it really allows our buddy G to create things that he wants as like not an artist, but to his eye, not making technical polos like he wants and knit cotton and everything associated with what Goat Track represents. Like this time, like we got denim hats, right?
Yeah.
Like, would I ever mess around with a denim hat? Like, no, probably not. But once I see it and I put it on my head, you know what?
Totally.
Denim hat's pretty nice.
And I gotta tip my cap to G on that because he's definitely made some things that like at first glance I'm like, whoa, and then you give it to me and then I like try it out and then it like becomes a piece of me. You know?
100.
Like the big yellow tee, the
Boxy.
the corduroy black hat.
Cord 90s.
Yeah, like there's some things that I'm like, I wouldn't have done it myself, but like, gee, that's where like he is a pioneer there. I think
100. I let
bleeding edge, like he's
him
right
cook.
there. He's
Yeah.
cooking it up, knows it, digests it, sees everything, and is like very good at synthesizing that into something. I think the only thing that would be awesome is just like, continually finding those suppliers that like you can really grow with, right? And like
That's where we got to go down to the show in Vegas next year, 110%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're going to go establish some relationships with some suppliers and touch and feel and get some hand feels on some things and be able to do things rather than communicating via phone and text message and video call. Go down, select it, choose it.
Which bless his soul for doing all of that, because that's
Handles it all.
that's a
Handles it all.
nightmare. Because they just like, I've dealt with Alibaba and like overseas suppliers on a few different things, and they just love saying, yep, pay me.
No problem, just half that payment.
Yeah. and
Get everything done for it.
If you're not careful, you get yourself into trouble. So bless him for, I've always respected that he takes that part on, because
He used to get pushed around in the early stages. Yes, and then no, and then sorry we messed that up. We'll give you a 25-cent discount next time. So we've learned to get a little tough, but we also established a couple of relationships. So that's cool to see and have them approach us with some new things that they're cooking in their kitchen. And so super neato. So look forward to taking off, but look forward to getting back and getting the swing of things, if you would. Because I gotta go. I'm gonna play I got invited to a buddy's golf getaway at the end of the year. And you have to have a registered handicap.
Oh.
So I gotta have 10 rounds under my belt. I think I only had 5 last year with all the work and everything we were doing.
Yeah.
So Wednesdays, Millwoods, cash me outside.
Yeah, you deserve that. That's the one thing that's tough about you guys in the industry, because it's if you want to play golf, which is obviously why you get into golf.
Yep.
Right? You want to be near it, and then it's especially here, Arizona, different, where, sure, there is a peak season, but there's golf all year round. So you staff accordingly there. Whereas here it's like, yeah, who are my soldiers? And like
It's time to go
when
to
that
work.
place opens until it closes, like
April 10th, October 10th.
from 6 in the morning until 11 p.m., right? Like, because we got all that sunlight that they don't realize, like,
Summer solstice.
you don't really get much of a life. And if you want to play golf, then you really don't get a life, right?
No.
And if you're trying to build 2 businesses, run a golf course.
Spent a lot of time on a golf course this year. We did, but didn't really play too much.
Totally.
So hopefully find balance between the two of them, knock wood.
Yeah, me too.
Here, for sure.
For sure, because it is a good time. Well, I hope this actually worked. I think
this is great.
It did. I think
great.
so.
I love what you're doing here.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Godspeed.
Every Tuesday.
I don't really have like a designated outro either.
I think that works.
Yeah.
Cut.